1. The night sky once held a bond so deep it seemed eternal. The earth and the moon, two companions dancing to the rhythm of time, bound by a pull no one could see but everyone could feel. For billions of years, the moon watched over the earth like a guardian, her silver lights caressing mountains, rivers, and cities alike. But now, she no longer comes close. She drifts farther away each year, turning her face from the planet she once adored. People wonder, what happened? Why did the moon stop visiting? Why did she choose distance over closeness? The truth is a story older than mankind, but more relevant than ever. And tonight, we'll uncover it together. Before we begin this journey through time, if you love stories that make you think, feel, and see the world differently, consider joining our little community by subscribing to our channel. It's free. It helps us bring you more beautiful stories every day, and it keeps this magical connection between us alive. Now, our story begins in an age when the earth was young and the moon was even younger. Back then, the moon was much closer, so close, a reflection on the oceans wasn't just a shimmer. It was a mirror. She could see every ripple, every wave, every creature moving in the dark waters below. She adored Earth's newborn beauty, the lush green lands, the vast blue seas, the life beginning to bloom. The Earth, in return, tilted her face just so she could catch the moon's glow every night. It was a love without words, a silent friendship. The moon pulled the oceans in gentle tides, cradling Earth's coasts like a mother rocking her child to sleep. And Earth, in turn, kept her steady, holding her in place, never letting her drift into the cold void. They needed each other. They completed each other. But as centuries passed, Earth changed. She grew crowded. Her once clear skies became filled with smoke and noise. The lights of her cities drowned out the stars. The moon began to feel invisible. Even on her brightest nights, few looked up anymore. Fewer still whispered to her, wrote about her, or even noticed her quiet glow. The moon would often ask herself, does she still need me? The tide still came, yes, but the connection felt weaker. Earth seemed distracted, busy with her own troubles, her own creations, her own storms. And then something happened, something that made the moon take her first step away. The Earth's voice trembled. I am lonely without you, moon. You were my light in the darkness, my silent companion through endless nights. The moon sighed, her silver glow dimming. Do you remember, Earth, the nights when your oceans danced with my pull, when your skies shone brighter because of me? I came every night without fail, but you stopped looking up at me. Earth didn't know what to say. The moon's words were heavy with truth. The forests, the rivers, the people, all were now busy with their own lives. They no longer told stories about the moon, no longer sang songs under her glow. Lights from cities drowned her beauty, and her visits went unnoticed. The moon looked toward the horizon. When was the last time you thanked me for the tides that feed your creatures, for the calm I brought on dark nights? You let the noise of your people block my whispers. You let me fade into your background. Earth felt guilt wrapping around him like thick vines. But I always cared for you, he said softly. The moon shook her head. Love without attention is like a flame without fuel, Earth. You stopped cherishing me, and so I stopped coming close. She began to drift farther, her silver light growing fainter. The stars seemed to follow her, carrying away the magic that once filled the skies. Earth called out desperately, "Wait! Tell me how to bring you back. Tell me what I can do." The moon paused, her back still turned. "You can start by remembering me, by teaching your people to look up again. Tell them the stories we once shared. Show them the beauty in the stillness of night. Until then, I will remain far away." Her words cut deep. The earth watched helplessly as the moon continued to distance herself, her form becoming a faint shimmer in the velvet sky. But the earth was determined. It began whispering to the wind, telling it to carry messages to the people below. The rivers murmured the moon's name. The trees swayed as though pointing toward the heavens. And slowly, very slowly, people began to notice. One night, a child looked up and gasped, "Mama, the moon is beautiful tonight." That tiny spark of wonder spread from heart to heart. Poets began writing again. Lovers walked under the pale glow hand in hand. Old storytellers gathered children to speak of how the moon once saved the world from eternal darkness. The moon, far away, could feel the change. Her silver heart stirred, but she didn't turn back yet. She wanted to see if this was real, if the earth truly remembered her. And then, one fateful night, a sign appeared in the sky that would change everything. But not everyone on earth had forgotten. A small group of stargazers, poets, and dreamers still spoke to the moon every night, even when the clouds hid her away. They would gather in quiet fields, away from the blinding city lights, and tell stories of the old days when she danced above them, silver and proud. One of them, an elderly man with eyes that had seen many winters, raised his voice one evening. "If the moon has stopped visiting," he said, "then perhaps we are the ones who must go to her, not with rockets, but with kindness." At first, people laughed. How could a whisper of kindness reach something so far away? But the old man didn't give up. He began writing letters to the moon, small, simple notes of gratitude for the light she had once given, for the tides she still pulled, for the beauty she still left behind in the night sky. Soon, others joined him. Children drew pictures of the moon, colored with gold and silver, their tiny hands tracing craters they had never touched. Farmers sent prayers of thanks for the way a light once guided them home. Fishermen sang old sea songs to her reflection in the water. And slowly, something began to change. The moon, who had been watching from her lonely perch, noticed these small acts. She saw the flickers of warmth returning to human hearts, like lanterns being lit one by one. She still remembered the noise, the greed, and the neglect that had driven her away, but now she also saw hope. Hope in the way people were trying to remember her, not as a thing to own, but as a friend they had once cherished. One evening, when the night was unusually still, a faint silver glow returned to the sky. It wasn't the full light of the moon, just a shy crescent peeking from behind the clouds. The dreamers gasped. They knew she was watching again, curious but cautious. That night, the old man whispered into the darkness, "We are sorry. We want you to come home." The moon didn't answer, not yet, but she stayed a little longer before slipping away. And for the first time in many years, the earth dared to believe that maybe, just maybe, she might return for good. 4. The earth waited in silence, listening for the moon's familiar hum, but it never came. Instead, a stillness spread across the planet's heart, making even the winds seem unsure of their path. People began to notice strange changes. Nights felt emptier, tides seemed restless, and dreams that once carried whispers from the moon grew quiet. One night, a small child stood in an open field and looked up at the lonely sky. Moon, the child called softly, why don't you visit anymore? Far away in the shadows of space, the moon heard the tiny voice. It trembled because the child's words were pure and innocent, free from greed, pride, or selfishness. For the first time in years, the moon's cold surface warmed, not from sunlight, but from hope. The moon decided to speak not to the entire world, but to the child. I left because the earth forgot the simple gift of care. You took my light for granted. You built towers without thoughts, and you stopped listening to the music we once shared. But you still believe. The child's eyes widened. If I promise to care, will you come back? The moon hesitated. It's not just about one promise. It's about a change that must live in every heart. If your people can remember to respect the world, to cherish what they had before it's gone, then maybe, just maybe, I'll return. The child nodded with determination. The next day, they told their village what the moon had said. Some laughed, some ignored, but a few listened deeply. Those few began planting trees, caring for rivers, and teaching children the beauty of the night sky. Over time, the kindness spread, not quickly, but like seeds growing under patient soil. The earth started to glow again, not just from sunlight, but from the love of its people. One night, without warning, a soft silver glow returned to the sky. The moon had not come fully close. It lingered at a distance, but its light touched the earth once more. Like an old friend testing the waters of trust, the message was clear. If we want the things we love to stay, we must care for them before they fade away. So, if you're hearing this now, look up tonight and ask yourself, are we doing enough to keep the moon with us? And if you believe in this story, maybe share it with someone who's forgotten what really matters. We share tales like this every day, stories that carry lessons, hope, and a little magic. If you want to hear more and join our journey, subscribe to our channel. Together, we can keep these stories alive and maybe, just maybe, keep the moon shining for generations to come. Tomorrow's story might just change how you see the world, so stay with us.